Mr. Co-host, SportsWorldRadio boy himself, Sean Mann, the update man. How you doing there, buddy?
I'm doing good, Jeff, and welcome everybody to Monday, October 14th, 2013, 7:07 p.m. on the East Coast, which makes it 4:07 p.m. on the West. Yeah, as Jeff said, we did have some technical difficulties, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed and hoping that it does work, and it is a go, not a red stop.
I'm hoping that they're hearing you. I really am hoping that they're hearing you. We'll find out in a minute or two when
Kenny says it works.
When they say we can hear Sean. Kenny says it works. So hey, there we are, kids.
Yes, perfect.
Everybody can hear Sean. I can hear Sean. You guys can hear Sean. That's all that really matters, right?
It works. Excellent.
Right,
I was just
Shoney?
praying and hoping. Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Are we
Yep,
working?
Gio says it works, so we're all good to go.
All right. Well, what do you say we rock and roll and get this thing going here? First of all, I want to start off really quick because we do have some people in the house that are in our league, right? Yes, we hear Bathroom Boy. Look at Dr. Myth. I love that. Yeah. I know. It's great. Okay. Fantasy Football League, our Pick'em League. Hey, Gio, you're in second and I'm in third, and we're closing in on Schmedley. You're only 3 points behind him, and I'm only 4 points behind him. We're closing him in. We got him boxed in now, dude. We got him boxed in. There's only one place for him to go, and that's down. That's down, and he's going to go down.
Bring it on. I'm in first place. We'll see how the results go. Don't get overconfident. It's still a long fantasy football season.
He's going down.
Anyway, we have got a lot of stuff to get through for the show today and stuff we got to get made up. Of course, on Friday, before we had our technical difficulties, real quickly, let's get it out of the way. We all know the Bears beat the Giants 27-21. Jeff. Yeah. Well, it's like, Tom Coughlin pointed out, as we get into the first topic, Jeff, he says, he goes, quote, "We are all sick of it," Coach Tom Coughlin said. "We are sick of losing. We're all sick of losing, but we put ourselves in this position. There's only one way to get out of it." Yeah. I know if I was seeing my team go 0-6, I'd be pretty upset too. And Jeff, you're the big Giant fan, and I know you got to be just disgusted with the way the Giants have played
Well,
this
how did I start the
season.
show? I started the show last Monday with me playing taps. And I did it because Pittsburgh got knocked out and the Giants went 0-6, and they're finished as far as I'm concerned. If they win their next 10 games in a row, I'll eat a hat. But I don't see it happening. If they go if they win their next 10 in a row and end up 10-6, I don't know what I'll do. But that's not going to happen. Gio knows that's not going to happen, and I know that's not going to happen. I just hope and pray somewhere along the line that they get to play the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Well, the Giants know one thing, okay? They lose Thursday night's game against Chicago, 27-21. They got a chance to hopefully maybe recuperate, look at the tape, look at all the things that are going wrong. And they host Minnesota next Monday night.
They suck.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be forced to watch that stupid game. Minnesota's going to stomp them. I don't care if Josh Freeman is the quarterback or if it is freaking Matt Castle. Giants suck. Hey, you want to know something? Mm-hmm. I actually picked Pittsburgh to beat the Jets. How about that?
We move to the next topic, which is really important because we have a lot of NFL to get to.
You think?
No, buddy. I know. Andy Dalton and the Cincinnati Bengals knew one thing. Got to go into Buffalo and play them, and it was not easy. The Cincinnati Bengals narrowly escape in overtime, 27-24.
Andy Dalton, my man.
And you picked the Bengals as your dark horse team. And if you look at the stats yesterday, Dalton was 26 of 40. He threw for 337 yards,
love that
3
guy.
TD passes,
love
and
that guy.
1 interception.
I love that guy.
So, yeah, a big win for the Bengals. They're looking like a team that maybe could run away with this thing in the AFC North. They're really playing well, playing some good football. Marvin Lewis is a good coach. It was a tough one yesterday. For Buffalo, they're just going back to the old ways, because they haven't been the same since the Jim Kelly era. And, of Bills are 2-4, and Lewis yesterday was 19 of 32.
Come on, that guy. Are you kidding me? That guy did a hell of a job
to keep the Bills in the game.
Keep the Bills in the game. That guy did a hell of a job. What is it, Thad Lewis?
Yeah.
He did a hell of a job keeping those guys in the game. Hey, do you know that you want to hear something?
Mm-hmm.
The Bills just signed quarterback Flynn. How about that?
Wow.
Matt Flynn. Because Thad Lewis got hurt in that game. Man, Buffalo Bills are going through quarterback like people go through underwear.
Well, Kenny goes as Thad Lewis. If you look at the way the Bills are trying to play, they're trying to make sure that they're a good football team. They're trying to make sure that they can find another quarterback like Jim Kelly and trying to figure out a way to get their team turned around. But problem with the Bills is just no defense, and they haven't been in the playoffs. It seems like it's been a long time.
The Bills' first mistake was they didn't grab Josh Freeman. That's the first mistake right there.
Mm-hmm.
Their second mistake is they took a guy off their practice squad and made him their quarterback, and now he's hurt. Now they got to go get another quarterback. How crazy is that?
It's been the year of surprises so far, and here we are in the 6th week. Another team that is making a lot of news and starting to play well. Actually, 2 new teams that maybe could make a run at the playoffs.
Ebo must be happy as all get up that Cincinnati won, you know?
The Detroit Lions, they are moving to 4-2 now.
I'm
they beat
so
the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, I'm so happy. I was watching that, not watching it, but keep an eye on the score. And when I woke up, Cleveland was beating Detroit, and I'm going, oh. When I woke up, all the games that I picked to win, they were all losing. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I'm going to be in last place by the end of this week.
Well, Matthew Stafford and the Lions are now 4-2, and Stafford was 25 of 43. He threw for 248 yards, 4 TD passes, 1 INT, and Whedon, of course, threw for 26 out of 43, 292 yards, 2 TD passes, and 2 INTs. But the Browns, of course, moved to now down 3-3.
Hey, Kenny, if they're looking for anybody until EJ gets back, why don't you go try out to be quarterback for the Buffalo Bills?
Yeah. So
that's a paying job over there, dude. You won't have to do any of your shows because you'll be the quarterback of the Buffalo Bills.
Kenny, the quarterback.
And then I could call you up and say, "Hey, dude, what's going on? Give me the scoop, buddy. Come on, you got to give me the scoop." And then you could tell everybody in the NFL about Sports World Radio. Come on, go for it, brother.
The Detroit Lions outscored the Browns 24-0 in the second half, sealing their win when Stafford hooked up with rookie tight Joseph.
It's about time Stafford's playing some ball.
Yeah, 4-2, but the question will be, will they be able to keep it up? Can they stay in this thing? Because there's still a lot of football left to be played. The other team, again, year of surprises, and this is probably the biggest surprise of all. We all know, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Kansas City. I watched that game. That game was on here in San Diego. Mm-hmm. I watched that game. I was that place, I'm going to tell you something. They broke the noise barrier for an outdoor stadium. Okay? That place gets rocking. That place gets loud as get up, man. I am telling you, I've been there. I know. That place is and it shakes, man. Not only does it get loud, but that freaking stadium shakes. It is crazy. I've been in the press box before, standing there, just shaking because the whole press box, the whole stadium is shaking. It gets rocking over there, okay? That place over the weekend just broke the sound barrier or whatever for the loudest outdoor stadium ever. Okay? That's crazy. That place is... And Andy Reid, he's got those boys playing unbelievable. I was talking to a friend of mine on Facebook earlier today, and he was like, are the Kansas City Chiefs real? And I said to him, dude, when I was living there, they were crap. And they look like for real. Andy Reid's got them playing like they're for real. Everybody believes over there. Watch out. I hope that the Kansas City Chiefs and the Denver Broncos are still both undefeated when they face each other next month. And you want to know something? They face each other next month, but they face each other twice in a 3-week span.
And Jeff, yeah, you pointed out really well. And I used to live in Kansas, and I used to live with a lot of people who are diehard Kansas City Chiefs fans, thinking, when will it become that we can start playing like the Kansas City Chiefs again, kind of bringing back the era of Marty Schottenheimer, or this has got to be the best Chiefs team, even going back to the Lenny Dawson days when they were in the old
Oh,
AFL.
yeah. When I lived in Kansas, dude, I went to the Walmart because I had tile floor in my apartment, so I bought some slippers. I bought the Kansas City Chiefs slippers, big old puffy slippers, and I used to walk around my apartment with them. And I have them here in San Diego. But I refused to put them on. I refused to put them on because I haven't worn them this season during the football season yet, and they're playing really good. So I will not put them on until they lose a game. I'm superstitious. Like right now, I'm actually wearing my Kansas City Royals T-shirt that I got from the Kansas City Royals. I'm actually wearing that right now. I've been wearing that. I wear that all the time, but I'm actually wearing that right now. I have a couple of Kansas City hats and shirts that I haven't wore, and I'm not going to because they're playing very well. I'm superstitious like that, guys. And it's great. And you want to know something? I wish I was living there right now.
Oh, they got it. I got family who lives in Lee Summit.
Dude, but can you imagine if I was living there right now and still doing my radio show on air? I'd be at the Kansas City games every week, man. It would be freaking great. Are you kidding me? Get the heck out of here, man. It would be awesome.
I was just saying, I got family that lives in, Lee Summit, Lion from Lee Summit. And I was Skyping with them last night, and they were just telling me, they were like, oh, Sean, it's just amazing how the Chiefs are playing. They've really just brought the fans back to it. Because the years the Chiefs really, really stunk. The next game we get to, the Carolina Panthers at the Minnesota Vikings.
Okay, I got to say something about this game.
Okay. Yeah.
Thursday night, I was looking at this game. Friday night, I was looking at this game. And Saturday night, I was looking at this game until I went back and forth. That game right there was the hardest game of the week for me to pick. I so wanted to pick Carolina, but I ended up picking Minnesota. And Carolina won the game. It took me 3 days to figure out who to pick in that game. Because I so wanted to pick Carolina, but I just couldn't pull the trigger on it. How crazy is that?
Yeah, the Panthers went into Minnesota and just demolished the Vikings, 35-10. Cam Newton was 20 of 26. He threw for 242 yards, 3 touchdown passes, and 0 interceptions. The Vikings thinking they've got the answer, and Matt Castle, not so good. He was 32 of 44, 241 yards, 1 TD pass, and 2 interceptions. Carolina moves to 2-3. Minnesota drops to 1-4.
See, look, Vikings was an emotional pick for a lot of people, but I picked the Vikings. I already got next week's picks done, and I could change them if I want. But I picked I took the Vikings in this game. Number one, I thought they were at home, and Matt Castle had a good game last week. I thought he'd do it again. That's why I picked the Vikings.
Yeah, and Adrian Peterson goes, it's tough. It's a crazy situation.
I'm sure it was.
Anytime he was talking about the emotion after the traumatic experience that happened.
Traumatic? What the hell's the matter with you?
Traumatic. The next game that we get to, this was a game that, Jeff, you picked up a point on.
Woo-hoo.
And the Pittsburgh Steelers, Wes, you can be happy because they're finally
Who'd you pick in that game, the Jets?
I believe I picked Pittsburgh in that game.
You sack of beans. You only missed 3 games, something like that, right?
Schmedley pride.
Schmedley pride. I got your Schmedley pride.
The Pittsburgh Steelers.
I only missed 4 games, man.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be a tight race right now because I'm in first, but it's still very tough.
I know, and I don't
you
like
are
being
right on my tail.
Actually, I kind of like it because, I'm guarding the back door, keeping it blocked so nobody can get in. And then Gio's got my back in case somebody sneaks in. He'll block them. And then you're up at the top. So we got the top 3 spots cleared. We just got to keep it that way. But I got to move up in front of Gio, and then I got to get up in front of you, and then the top 3 spots will be the way I want
Well,
it.
you know, and in this game, you maybe expected it to be close, and it was for a while between Pittsburgh and the Jets. But you know, the Steelers have always, throughout their history, have had their way with the Jets before.